Hello, everybody. We are officially live. This is the kickoff and Q&A for the Summer Community Championship. I am, of course, MM2K of the Stadia Dosage platform, and I'm here with two great friends. First off, Mr. Jack Deslippe. Jack, how are you doing today? This fine. Let's call it fine day, because I don't know if it's afternoon, morning, night, wherever you're at. But how are you doing this fine day? Yeah. Great. Absolutely. Awesome. Awesome. And last but certainly not least, my good friend, my spiritual advisor, all things Stadia. It's more than appropriate that he is here. Our good friend Clive Elenden. Clive, how are you doing today, my friend? Absolutely. Absolutely. Uh-oh, hold on. They said they can't hear you guys. Hold on one second. No sound from the others. Hold on one moment. Let's check up. It wouldn't be OBS if everything went right. Give me a few moments to check something real quick. Let me see. Audio. Try this. Yeah. Okay, say something now, Clive.
I'll say something now.
All right,
How's
Jack.
that doing?
How about you?
Hello, everybody.
All right, they should be good now. Sorry about that. It wouldn't be OBS if there wasn't some hiccups. So again,
We're gonna have
Jack.
to do our intros again.
Yeah. They were so fantastic. They missed it. Oh well. No.
Can't revisit
Jack and
it.
Clive are here. Thank you guys for joining. We're gonna be doing some Q&A and all that other good stuff. So, if we could just shout out the chat real quick, just to and let everyone know how this is gonna work. We're gonna break down the nooks and crannies of the tournament for you all. And while we're doing that, as you have questions, we're just gonna pop them up on the screen and we're gonna answer them. So, can you to do me a huge favor? To help these old man eyes out, I know you got to bear with me here. If you could put at Stadia Dosage, if you do that, I'll be able to catch your question and we'll make sure it definitely gets answered. Okay, so I appreciate all of y'all while we do that. So I'm going to turn it over to these fine gentlemen, however they want to kick it off, and we can get started.
Yeah, that sounds good. Well, shall we? Since the great Jack is here, why don't we say? Why don't we just ask the big question? Why? Why? Why a summer community championship, Jack?
I think a number of people have been talking about this idea of wouldn't it be great to have a tournament on Stadia for quite a long time. So it's definitely not an idea that's original to me. Um, but and I think I probably maybe speak for most of the organizers here. Just feel kind of really lucky to have sort of survived the last year and a half, which was really this crappy year for like the entire world. And kind of one of the things I rediscovered was like my love for video games, and I think it was really because of Stadia that I was able to do that, and I also it kind of helped me connect with like my 5-year-old kid and just make a bunch of new friends online through the Stadia community. And so I feel like I've been really lucky and blessed this last year that had a solid employment. Nobody in my immediate family really got sick with the virus, and now that things are kind of becoming back to normal, I just thought it would be fun to take this idea of doing a tournament on Stadia and make it kind of a reality and just give back a little bit to the community that sort of at least helped me get through the pandemic, and I think has become something that a lot of us are really sort of passionate about.
Yeah, I think that sounds, I mean, great, because whenever we've done the sort of Super Saturdays where that's the sort of the content creator community kind of have a sort of a long day, a weekend almost of sort of a celebratory way, but this feels a bit special. 4 weeks, like a World Cup, European champion, Euros even. 4 weeks of effectively Stadia competition and Stadia fun. And it is fun, I guess. That's probably worth emphasizing. This isn't
Yeah.
about full-on hardcore esports PvP. We've tried to make the tourney as fun as possible and appeal to to different skill sets. And there's such a good variety of games on Stadia that there's and so many in the pro that people would have got as well, that it gives the sort of the entry level is very low in terms of being able to join in and take part in it. And you might not be good at one thing, but you might be good at another thing, and that may give you what you need to get through to the final and all those kind of things. So I think it's a tournament, but with fun in capital letters is probably the way I'd look at it.
That's right. I think you touched on one other thing that I wanted to emphasize, which is like why it makes so much sense, I think, to do a tournament on Stadia, and that's because like there's so little barrier to entry. Like you don't have to go out and buy any hardware. You can just you know take almost any screen you have and jump in, and it's really easy for you to be able to record your entry because Stadia has this like built-in YouTube streaming feature that arrived last fall. And then I think maybe the most important is that it's really hard to cheat, right?
Yeah.
So we can give
Yeah.
you a state in a game, and there's really no way that you can update a mod to the game or something like that that's gonna allow you to, or allow one person to cheat, for example. So I think that's
I think that's right. And some of the Stadia features, I think, and elements are very much part of the championships, as you say, the ease with which people can, record themselves, which is an essential part of the sort of competition. The fact that we can create a state share in some games and say, okay, that's the level. So everybody has exactly the same level that they're playing and conditions. So it's at the same time, it's just being a lot of fun, giving something back to the Stadia community. It also showcases some of the Stadia things, which I think is a sort of a cool combination.
Yeah, definitely. So why don't we maybe get into the overall format of like the
Yeah.
entire tournament, and then we'll dive into what's happening in week one, starting now and tomorrow.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
so let me give kind of a brief overview, and then please feel free to dive in, Clive, and
Yep.
add more info. So as Clay pointed out, this is 4 weeks. So it's actually kind of 4 weeks plus a finals. So in each of the first 4 weeks, essentially what you're doing is sort of qualifying for the finals, but each of them can be considered sort of a tournament in and of themselves as well. So for the first week, we're going to be doing a sort of custom hitman mission. More details on that in a minute. The person that wins, or that kind of has the highest score for the first week, will win $100. Second place, $500, and then I think we're going to have.
$50.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, $50, half of 100.
That'd be great though, but
Yeah. Yeah, I got
And then
second.
we'll. And then we will be giving out a few little, like, we'll have some prizes like Google Play gift cards and maybe some Chromecasts for like just some fun things like most improved over the week, or like funniest event in the game, and and things like that. And so we're essentially going to have 4 weeks of this. So we'll do one game per week. The winner will get the $100. Second place will get the $50, not the 500. And then we're going to basically take a mean of your score, like your kind of scores across the 4 games, and invite the top folks to the finals, which will be essentially 1 week after the last qualifying week. One other point I should make is that if you win one of the rounds, you're automatically invited to the finals. If you're the top person in one of the 4, technically you could kind of skip the remaining, and still be invited to the finals. And the finals will be a live event.
I was going to say, so which means that, if you do disastrously in week 1, it's not all over. There's still a chance to get yourself through to the final.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly right. And so the finals will be a live event the week after, and we'll be doing like a reduction of the final players down to 1 at the end, and the first place player will win $1,000. Second place $500. That's a real $500 this time.
Yeah.
And third place, let me check. I believe it was $250. Is that right?
200, I think it is.
200. So that's kind of the overall format. One of the things that we are kind of requiring of everybody is that you basically submit your entry as essentially a YouTube link. So we are asking that you direct stream to YouTube Live your entries, and we're asking you to do it at specific times. So there'll be 17 different times that you can choose to enter for the first week, and you can actually choose multiple times as well. You're welcome to try it in each of those 17 different sessions if you want, and we'll take kind of your best score from whatever session that came in. But what's going to happen is during that session, we've partnered with a bunch of different like Stadia community YouTubers, and they're going to basically tune in and add some commentary during all of your attempts. And so can I share my screen for a second?
Sure. Yep.
Is that possible?
All right. Yep. And I will add.
Let's see if it's... Okay, so I think MM2K might be getting this up. What I wanted to do is just kind of show you how for the first week how you kind of sign up to play at those given times, and what our different streaming partners are going to be doing.
Okay,
so what MM2K sorts out, there's a website where everybody can stand up. If they go to stadiahunters.com, here we are. You'll see.
Let me pop it out here.
Okay, do people see it now?
Not yet. Give me one.
Okay, yeah. So so the sign up site, if you go to stadiahunters.com, you'll see the Summer Championship in the top menu, and that's basically where you get to sign on.
Yeah. So what I was going to show you is that there's a new section to that page now that has gone live. It shows the first week.
Just this minute. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. just within the last few minutes, and it shows you the description of the first mission, how we're going to be scoring it, and then at the bottom it says select playtime, sign up, and that'll take you to a form which will allow you to choose one or more. streaming times that you can choose to do your kind of stream throughout the week. And so what we're going to do is tell the organizers to kind of tune in to your channel where you'll be live streaming at that time, and they'll be kind of flipping through maybe a number of different participants who have decided to go at that time. And they'll...
We got it up now.
Okay, good. I think I just fixed something real quick too. Okay, so this is what the form should look like to you. I guess. Okay.
Did it close it?
Sorry.
Okay.
No. I see the YouTube video is just a little bit behind my.
I see it now. Yeah.
My,
Jack, if you share it in the Discord, what I'll do is I'll just mimic your movement in the.
Okay, sounds good. Okay.
So it's all live.
So if you go
on YouTube, there we can see it. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so if you go down to the bottom of this page, you'll see this new section that says Hitman World of Assassin or Assassination.
Yep.
And that will be basically your mission for the first week. You can read the details. I think we're going to talk about more of this in a minute. Clive is going to talk you through that. The important thing is that you have to sign up for a certain number of playtimes. So if you click this sign up button, what it should do is open a little form for you. You'll enter your username if it's not already populated. I think it should be from Stadia Hunters. And then you'll put the URL that you plan to submit your entry at. So at these given times, you're going to use the built-in YouTube direct streaming features of Stadia to stream your game to that particular location. And then you can select one or more entries down here for times that you would like to participate.
Now, what did you hit, Jack, to get there? I'm sorry. You hit sign in?
Okay, yeah. So since MMTK is an organizer, he's not registered for the tournament. Yeah. So if you are registered for the tournament, you'll see a little a link there that says select playtime right at the bottom of the Hitman block. You'll see it'll be a little button that says select playtime, and then maybe I can just send you the link to the forum.
Oh, no, you know what? I'm about to fix it right now on screen, my friend. Hold on, Discord.
It's going to register.
Don't
worry, the organizers can't win, so we're not really going to be...
Yeah, they're making sure we don't participate and cheat. Let me see.
Yeah.
Weird. Okay, there we go. Now it's...
Thanks, Eli, for the link in the chat.
Yep. So if you go back, Jack, it'll show it.
So you want?
There you go. Yeah. Yeah, that part. Because they didn't see that part of it at all.
Okay. Yeah. So when you click there, you get when you click on that button, you get to this form where I think your username will be pre-populated from clicking the link at Stadia Hunters. You'll enter the URL where your Stadia direct streams go to, like which channel or which account, and then you'll select a list of times here. And so these are all of our different streaming partners. We're really happy that we had a large number of streaming partners agree to kind of commentate and rebroadcast the activity of the tournament. And you should kind of be able to find times across all the different time zones. Mm-hmm. And you should be able to also find days, from there's one streaming time tomorrow that you could choose all the way to Saturday. And you're welcome to do as many of these as possible. The important thing is if your submissions your official submissions need to be done at one of these times, because we want to be able to watch you live. We want to be able to commentate, and we want to, to kind of have fun with this and let the streaming partners kind of get in on the fun of watching people participate live. So you're also welcome to kind of practice in off hours.
Yes.
But your official submission should be at one of these 90-minute time slots.
Yeah. So we just to explain the challenge, as it were, for the first week, then the Hitman Challenge. What's involved? Do you want me to go through that?
Yeah, go for it. I guess people are kind of seeing my Discord window now, but that's okay.
That's all right. I'll switch it back. Yeah, just let me know when you need to throw the Discord graphic back up. And we do have a couple of questions already, just so you guys are aware.
Yep. Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll answer some of those questions anyway, but feel free in chat, certainly, to put the questions through. Also, so on the website, it breaks down basically the points system and the challenge, but I've also done a handy video, which I will post in the chat, and in the description of the video, it has the state share. So you will be playing a state share, and you play that state share from the beginning, and you play it with the, there's no changing your kind of load ups or anything like that. You play straight from that state share. Everything you need to meet the challenge is within that state share. So no changing your load ups or anything like that. And the time will start from you go straight into the level, and the level is, I've forgotten the name now. So I wrote it out today. The Italian level. The Italian level, basically. Italian Riviera level, Serenza, I think it is. Anyway, I'm going to post in the chat a YouTube video where I explain it, but I'll explain it here. So you're in the first, the Italian level. You're sitting on the bench, blending in, as you often do on many levels. And the moment you stop blending in is when the timer starts. Nothing's happening really before then. And your challenge is basically to complete the level. So there are 2 targets in that level, of course. And there is also, you need to destroy the virus at the end of the level. But, and this is the important thing, you have to do one of the kills, take out one of your targets with the rubber duck. Okay, so that is an absolutely essential part of the challenge. No rubber duck kill. No points. You get nothing. Nothing without your ducky. So you've got to take your ducky. Now, the duck is one of your smuggled items, and it's in the safe house. If you're not sure where it is, I explain it in the video because it's only fair, because you just got to go and get it, basically. So that in simple form is it. Complete the level, but make sure one of the target kills is killed with the rubber ducky. So there is a point system at play here. You get 10 points for the duck kill. You get 30 points, and if anybody does this, I'll be pretty amazed. You get 30 points if you kill both targets with the single duck. Okay, that's big bucks there, 30 points. You get 10 points if you complete the level undetected. You get 20 points. So if you complete the level, you go through the whole level in the Futo suit. So you start off sitting on the bench in your entirely inappropriate Futo suit. Okay, so you look like a ninja in the Italian Riviera. right? But if you decide to complete the whole challenge, the whole level, and not get changed and not do anything and stay in that suit and complete it, you get 20 points for that. If you manage to kill only the targets and no one else, so you can knock people out and all that kind of stuff, but if you manage to go through the whole challenge, kill only the targets, there's 20 points there. And then 10 points to finish the level. So overall, there are 100 points at play. Now, what's going to happen if both people get 70 points? Well, then the next level is your time. So time is important.
Yep.
So within the challenge really is to decide, do you try to rack up as many points as possible?
Interesting.
Or do you sort of go for what you think will be average points, but do it in a kind of speed run way? So there's different approaches, because obviously to achieve all those things at speed is pretty difficult. So you may decide to elect that actually I'm not going to try to do the whole thing in the Futo suit. That's ridiculous, because it's impossible to do it and not kill anybody else other than the target, sort of thing. So, and those are decisions. So that's it. There's 100 points at stake, so you can earn up to 100 points, and then alongside that will be your time. And the time starts, as I say, from the moment you stop blending in. So he's sitting on the bench. If you check out the video I put in the chat, you'll see you're sitting on the bench. You press B to start, and that's when your timer starts, and it ends, and the mission ends, which I think you fly off in a seaplane thing at the end. Spoiler alert. So that's when it ends, and we'll time them accordingly on a consistent basis, on that basis at what the finish point is. So that's it really. It's basically complete the level. Just make sure you kill one of your targets with a rubber duck.
Interesting stuff.
And then points all the way. The points are listed on the Stadia. That points breakdown I explained. I break it down in the video that I shared, and we'll share it on Twitter later and stuff. The state share is also in the description of that video, and the description is also of the points breakdown is also on the StadiaHunters.com site as well. So there we go, chat. Any questions?
So let me jump in and add just a couple additional details.
Yeah.
So one is that, so this is a Hitman 1 game. It's a level from Hitman 1, I believe. And that's important because Hitman 1 is still claimable for free on Stadia Pro. So anybody who has Stadia Pro should have this game and this level for free.
Yep. Great point.
And secondly, I just wanted to point out that the state share link is also right there on the Stadia Hunters page. There's a button that says Play State Share that you can do. And then, so once again, you can kind of practice this, anytime you want, but you need to kind of live stream it to YouTube at one of the approved times for it to count.
You may well want to practice it. Put it that way, people.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah, Eli says that's not true, Clive. The timer starts as soon as you skip the cutscene. Well, it's my rules. The timer starts as soon as you press. So I'm not doing it on official Hitman speed time rules. I'm doing it on our rules, okay? Because it doesn't really, nothing really happens until you press stop blending in the crowd. Basically, you're sitting on a bench doing nothing. So it's a good place to start the timer, and it's based on true time. So we'll use the video to measure the time. Basically, your YouTube your YouTube upload. We'll measure it based on that time, the time from the point you press B, or it depends on what you're playing on mouse or keyboard. But if you're playing on controller, the point you press B to stop blending in to the point where the level officially ends is what we'll measure, and we'll measure it in the real time of the YouTube video, if that makes sense, Eli.
Yeah, so Eli, that's right. We'll go off real time and not the in-game timer.
Yes, correct.
As a reminder,
you-
guys, as you guys are putting a lot of great questions in the chat, please put at Stadia Dosage News. I mean, if Clive or Jack catches any of these questions, great. But I want to make sure that I don't skip anybody. So please put at Stadia Dosage News so I can catch them.
It's a big I've been playing all day.
Yeah.
I've really got into this challenge. I sort of, I came up with a challenge before I even tried it. So obviously we had to try it. It can be funny. There should be some funny things come out of this. But at the same time, it's a challenge as well. So, but it's doable. It just 100 points. As I said, if anybody gets 100 points, then
Kudos for them. They can pull it off, and anytime, kudos.
Wow. So don't I definitely practice.
So we got our first chat question from Eli. Or our second chat question, I guess, from Eli. It says, so recording a video and submitting is not enough? And I would say no. I think the answer to that is no, correct?
Yeah, no, you can't just record a video and submit it. You have to you have to be live on YouTube at one of the approved times. Mm-hmm. And then, your video will obviously live on after that live stream is done.
Yeah.
Right, but it has to have been from a live stream at one of the approved times.
Taren Sini says, is it mandatory to live stream? My laptop isn't strong enough for it. Would OBS screen record be enough? My suggestion would be to use the Stadia direct stream. Just use direct
that's
stream.
The point. Yeah. That's the leveler, really. To be honest, we're expecting everybody to use. I would say to use the Stadia stream. Therefore, it doesn't use any resource.
Absolutely,
it doesn't use any of your CPU resource there. Stadia does all the work, and the quality is the quality is superb. I've been doing so normally when I stream. Or Lord Kensal streams his games. I use OBS and do it the conventional way. But today, I was trying to, when I was going through the challenge today, I was streaming it via Stadia, live. And you can keep your thing unlisted if you don't want it public, but then you want to share the link. That's fine. To try and capture the challenge. I think the expectation is that you would be doing it via the Stadia Stream Connect.
Mm-hmm. Right, and we don't really care. Like, you don't have to. If you want to comment as you're doing it and include that in your stream, that's fine. But you're welcome to also just include no audio if you want.
So I was doing it today, and I was able to use my. So the this mic I'm using now, the mic I use for when I'm doing legit streaming, as it were, and it recorded the I'm just playing by myself, so there's no other people in the chat or anything like that. So if you want to add your own commentary, feel free, because I'm sure there'll be some amusing things that come out of it, and we want to share those fun things as well. It's not kudos to people who kind of going to score high, but I think there's going to be a few fun things of people trying. I would definitely, my big tip to everybody is practice, because it's,
Yes,
and
sounds like a doozy.
Know the map.
But on the other hand, if you don't feel comfortable sharing your voice for whatever reason, no worries, you don't have to.
Yeah, and you can select, of course, the great thing about streaming direct is you can select no voice, don't share voice. So.
Yeah, so I did catch one question here from Eli. He's asking, like, if I do have if you have a kick-ass streaming PC, you are welcome to use OBS too.
Yeah. You're free to, I guess, stream it, to your own channel if you're doing it at the same time that you're meant to, at your allotted time. If if you
Yeah,
want
so
to.
you're welcome to use like
Yeah.
a screen capture method as
Yeah.
well, but
Yeah.
for if you don't have a good PC, don't worry. You can
Yeah, exactly.
just do it through the built-in direct streaming that Stadia supports.
Awesome. Awesome.
Victor, yeah, you can cuss. We'll just bleep it out.
So we got Taryn Saney with another question. Is it a let me put it up here on the screen. Is it a contract or
it's
a main map?
It's a main map.
Okay.
So it's the map that you would do. If you played Hitman 1, it's the standard map. It's basically the standard campaign map, but with the added requirement that you get one of the targets with a rubber ducky, which is in the safe house. And if you're not sure, then I would practice the level. But also, if you watch my video, I take you to the safe house, show you where it is, and I'll make that public. The video at the moment it's just on unlisted, but you can watch it because I dropped it into the chat. But I will make it public and share it on Twitter as well for everybody who's not here live, so they can watch where I explain it and break it down. And on the duck kills, killing with the duck, so the duck in itself, for those that aren't aware, is basically an explosive device. So you can lob it at one of your targets, or leave it where you think your target is going to walk by, and then detonate it. And if you kill them, that counts. But equally, if you leave the duck, for example, under a car, and then you detonate it, and it blows up the car, and that explosion kills your target, that counts as a kill by duck. So if the duck is directly responsible for the death, either by causing an explosion, either killing them directly, creating an explosion which kills them, or creates an accident, then they are, that kills them, they are all legitimate duck kills, as it were, just for clarification. You can't use the duck to distract and then kill them. That doesn't count. The duck there has to be a causal relation, direct relation between the duck exploding and either exploding something else or making something else happen immediately that causes an accident. I only mention that is because to kill two targets with one duck is tricky. So that's just a little hint if that's the big golden egg you're going to go for. But killing, the easiest way to kill an individual target is basically just throw a duck at them and then walk away and detonate it.
All right. Next question, which a lot of people are hitting to, is, and this is from Eli, it says, Stadia, Dosage news, the Hitman servers on Stadia has really been broken. So a lot of people are saying in the chat they're running into issues with the server. So you guys' thoughts on that dilemma?
Yeah, so it's sod's law, isn't it? So we, been running through it all weekend, and then I've just been there have been issues. I mean, it has worked, but there have been issues this weekend. So we hope that those issues will get resolved, because so I was just reading the chat. Because there have been a few issues, but basically it's your basic loadout for those that are doing on the campaign. You just need to put, if the state share is not working and you want to practice, then you just put the rubber ducky as a smuggled item in the ICA house, and then it's your basic loadout, which is a sniper weapon, not a sniper weapon, is your silencer. That's about it, really. And you wearing a futo, and wear the futo suit.
Is it possible? So if the server is up, you start the game. if you start the match, can you then continue by going offline if the server goes down?
Bits. It just so I was playing through it, and it sort of it tries to reconnect, and then you can carry on a bit, and then it might happen again, but you can carry on a bit. So you can sort of get through the game, but there can be a bit stop and start. And I guess, if you're streaming it live, we would see that, and I suppose we could cut it out. But we're hoping that this is a weekend issue and that IO Interactive are on top of it. We'll keep you. I guess we'll just have to keep people informed of what's going on.
Yeah, probably the best thing I would say is be tuned in via the Twitter account, which is at the Summer CC. Yep. Any breaking developments in that regards, definitely make sure you're following us at the Summer CC again on Twitter, at the Summer CC on Twitter, and just keep your eyes to the Twitter account to see if we have any developments on that. A question from Soul Jerk 35 says, what is the rule for seeing if the player was not spotted?
So it says if you've been spotted.
Okay.
It comes up. So that's basically it. It will say if you get spotted. Gotcha.
All right.
If you get if the yellow, so basically, there's a yellow indicator, for instance, where it's sort of it sort of sees you, but until the yellow goes full yellow, they haven't seen you. And then of course the other one is the security cameras, and the security cameras do flag up when you've been spotted.
Yep. All right. We got another one from Levi. And he asks, do you guys have a guide for direct streaming, or do you want me to fix one quickly? No, I believe there's a link. I mean, if we provide the Google link.
That is a good question. One of our co-organizers is working on one.
Oh, okay.
And I think it's imminent.
Yeah.
I'll check, but thanks for the offer, Eli. If we need one, we'll reach out to you.
It's super easy though, and if you on Stadia, you just it walks you through it. But once it's set up, which is fairly straightforward, it's a button press almost. But we'll get a user guide for those that aren't sure and stuff. But it's not scary, and I think it's pretty straightforward, and it's wonderful. And that's again we talked about. This is a great opportunity to showcase some of the little features that Stadia have, like the fact that we can create state shares, and then that's everyone's playing exactly the same game. Or we can get everybody to stream their game without needing an expensive computer or OBS or anything like that. So that's the real cool thing about it. So, and the great thing about Hitman as well with the state share and this challenge is there are so many different ways to do this. And I think that's going to be quite fun when we look back over the week and review some of the attempts and stuff. I think it's going to be really cool because there's just so many different options that you can take this task on.
I would add to that too, something to consider if you have your games on a separate account that you stream to. I'm not sure if the contributor Jack is going to go into the weeds that far and try to help people, set that up, because I got a setup like that. What I would recommend for this tournament is say for instance, if you got a Gmail account, ABC at Gmail, but then you stream on 123@gmail.com, I would just set up a temporary channel for where the Gmail account where those games are at. Don't try to cross stream because it requires you to set up a brand account unless you know what you're doing. But if you don't know what you're doing, just stream to the account that the games are at. The purpose is that wherever you're streaming it at, will be the commentators will be simultaneously streaming it as well. So it really won't matter at the end of the day. Then after the fact, after you figure everything out, you can just download it, upload it to the channel that you want to, whatever you want to do. But my suggestion is, if this is your first time setting up direct stream and you want to play from one Gmail account but stream it to another, if you don't know what you're doing, that process can be a little complicated. So it might just be in your best interest, again, to just stream to the account that the games are on. We're going to do the simultaneous commentator stream, and then you can worry about it after the fact.
And Eli, yeah, and just so on the silent assassin thing, yeah, it flashes up. That's right. You get a silent assassin award. That's how you know you haven't been spotted. Eli is right, and that's the easiest and fairest way to show that you haven't been spotted.
Yep, Eli brought that up. Thank you, Eli. Appreciate it, my friend. Nimbus says, do we have any more info on the other games after Hitman? Interesting question.
Yeah, good question. We do, but we're not going to tell you.
Na boo boo.
Yeah. So we have the games lined up, but as part of the sort of the championship, we kind of want to hold a little bit back, and we'll be revealing those, I guess, towards the end of this first week. Okay. So no clues, but rest assured that, as I say, we mentioned it earlier, is that all the games are going to be very different. So they're going to represent different challenges. So they're not all kind of, shooty bang bangs. There's a variety of games that will require a variety of skills. So as I mentioned earlier, if you're not good at one thing, you might be good at another and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Any other questions? Feel free again to put them in the chat while we have this opportunity. We got these great individuals here that can answer all your questions. I'll try to chime in the best way that I can as well.
Could you share my screen again?
Absolutely.
MMPK. Now I'll jump in with just one last reminder.
All right, go ahead. Okay. You are live. Go ahead, my friend.
Okay, so we'll be posting this right after we kind of get off the video here. But this is the schedule, and we'll post. We'll be posting and kind of highlighting all of these streams on Twitter and the website, where you can go to see people compete. I want to just emphasize one more time that you can select as many of these as you want, and so there's no benefit really in terms of waiting to the last day. You can always join the last stream if you want to increase your score, but you never know if you'll get your best score on one of the early slots as well. So you might as there's no downside really to joining streams early too, if you want to just have fun and kind of play and try to improve over the course of the week. So first thing I want to give a heads up for is that the first game or the first stream will be tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. BST. This might be around the time that the Europe Cup game is ending.
Yeah, we'll go in extra time.
Yeah, we'll see. And so that will be on Ryzak's channel. And then there's a couple, basically every day of the week, a couple of times every day of the week after that.
All right.
So we'll be posting the score. So you'll see on the Stadia Hunters site, there is a sort of a leaderboard and stuff like that. So, I see. Now, you're asking about what times you can go back and in case you forgot.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Can they check which times they signed up for?
Um,
I guess if you ask, is there a way, or was it all done in the background?
I can probably change the form to let you sign in with your Google account.
Okay. And then you could check. Yeah, you could check results. Yeah.
I mean, you could also just message me on Twitter, and I could, I could tell you.
Now,
Eli, how much time do we have to complete the mission? You can take as long as you want, but bear in mind, the speed at which you do it will be, help you. If two people end up with, say, as I say, with 60 points, and the person with the fastest time will be the one that's ahead. So if you've got 5 people on 60 points and they're the top 5, then the person with the fastest time is going to be the one that wins. So you can that's the thing. You can either go, okay, I'm going to make sure I get the 100 points because I doubt anyone else is going to be able to do it, but it's going to take me an hour. Or you can go, I'm going to boss this and probably get 60 points, but I'm going to do it as fast as I can. So those are the options, Eli.
ooh, all right. I got an organizer question. So, say in this scenario, we got Eli and Nimbus Cloud that both go at my time, where you guys get to hear me spit all over my pop filter, 1 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday, and say they both sign up to stream at that time. As long as they're both live streams, that's okay. How will we determine who will be commentated on first?
Well, it's as the host of the show.
Okay.
You
It's up to me.
you got to be a studio director, and you just go. Let's go back to Nimbus. See what Nimbus.
Gotcha.
Oh, Eli's already done the such and such.
Hey.
Okay.
Nimbus has got duck in hand.
Gotcha.
Whatever.
Okay.
And
I know,
so
that's awesome.
however those that are hosting the streams want to put the show together, as it were.
Great stuff. Oh, this is going to be fun. You
I
guys should have never
see.
gave
How
me this
long
opportunity.
right, I see what you mean. How long is Ryzak, etc. streaming? Apologies, Eli. That makes sense. Good question.
It's 90 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Each one of these blocks is 90 minutes long, so you essentially you kind of have to do it within that 90 minutes.
Okay.
So that would mean they could start again if they,
Yeah.
arguably.
You could do multiple attempts within 90 minutes, I would think.
Yeah. So, for instance, as has happened in my practice runs, the duck has not been successful at killing the person, and then that's wasted. So I basically have to start the level again because you get nothing if you don't kill with the duck. So, and you only get 1 duck. So, yeah. So if that happens, you go back to the beginning, start the state share again, try again within that 90-minute slot.
So we got an interesting question here from Taryn. They ask, wouldn't strats be stole in this format? Being that there's a time, I don't know if that would be a concern. I mean, being that there's a time element, I mean, instead of playing, if I'm sitting there watching Eli, and trying to get out his strategy, if he beats me to the punch, then I'm already at a disadvantage. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think about that? That is a good question, though.
I mean, I think you are welcome to watch the streams early in the week and see what other people are doing. But
you could look up strats on YouTube, to be honest, if you were.
Yeah, true. That is true.
You know what I mean? If I'm not putting the idea, but so it's almost the same. If you're saying, how do I speed run this?
Yeah.
And take those techniques or whatever. But the great thing is, so I was playing last night, and then I was using the same route that I played when I first did the original level when I first played Hitman 1 on Stadia. Same route. And then I did something slightly different, and I discovered a door that led to a completely different route, which made life so much easier and quicker, and I didn't even know about it. So, you're going to discover these things and stuff like that, and it's a risk, and ultimately, but there's still a lot of skill in being able to either explore yourself, research yourself, or try things, and then you've still got to meet the challenge as well.
And if you do end up joining multiple of these sessions, you can get more adventurous over time. You could just make sure you finish the game or finish the mission on Monday, but then by Friday you're trying to do all sorts of crazy
up the points and
Awesome stuff. Oh man, this is going to be so much fun. Not only as someone playing these games, but as a commentator. I'm already brewing with crazy ideas here. This is going to be a blast. So I can't wait. Can't wait. All right. These are all great questions.
So I planned at the end of the week, before we go to the next round, is basically have a highlights show from the week where we talk about, show some great highlights, some funny bits, all that kind of, talk about the whole week, and obviously talk about the leader chart and who won that and all those sort of things and stuff like that. So there'll be a kind of celebratory end to each week, as it were, in a kind of sports show style, sportscast style, to look forward to as well.
Awesome stuff. All right.
All right. Any last questions?
Any other questions? Give them because there's that delay. Give them a few moments.
Yeah.
Let me
go
here.
Go grab your duck.
Yep.
Go grab your duck and practice.
It's officially open, so you could practice tonight, and then your first official attempt would be tomorrow. Your first chance at an official attempt would be tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, and 10 p.m. Is that British Standard Time, BST?
Yeah, summertime. Yeah.
So I heard this question prior to today. No one just asked it in the chat, but just to confirm, you can go register for as many of these slots as you want to, right? And there is no deadline up until the slot starts, right? Or
I think you can keep registering for the slots up until they start.
They go live. Okay, cool. As long as you submit your screen. Okay, all right. Any other questions, guys? This is great stuff. Hold on. Soldier got one more. Says, is playing in offline mode connected to Stadia but not Hitman servers allowed?
If it streams it to YouTube and captures it, then yes. I guess the point is, it just, your gameplay needs to be captured so we can verify it. Soldier Q, I know it's been a nightmare this weekend. I don't know why that is.
We've even talked about it before we went live. So we understand, and hopefully, like Clive said, it's something that's temporary that resolves itself. But I'm sorry,
Turan. Turan, you have to use the duck. You can use other explosives as well. There are other explosives available in the level as is, but one kill must be with the duck. So you could kill them both with different explosions as long as one of them is with the duck.
So I think
killing one with the duck is pretty straightforward. It's just the rest which is quite hard. To be honest.
Good luck killing two with the duck is optional.
Oh my god, yeah. That's why that has the highest points, because that might be a first. I don't know. I did see some guy do a chain reaction, explosive chain reaction. I don't know how he set it up. Not this is going to help you in this game, but he killed two people by basically creating a chain reaction, and the first explosion triggered another explosion, which triggered another explosion, which it took it all round a corner, and then and this sort of chain went on until it exploded and killed the other person. How this person did it, I have no idea. But yeah, so there's some crazy things that can be done. Turan says killing two with a duck is easy. All right, well,
We'll see it.
we'll see it. We'll see it.
And they're bringing
It's
up
got to
in the
be the
chat-
two targets. That's the thing, and the issue is, do the targets come together, or are there? That's the issue.
They're bringing up in the chat that you don't get the silent assassin on any rating for it, but I don't think that. I mean, we're going to be reviewing all the footage.
Yeah, we'll
right?
review it anyway. But yeah, when I played it, it did come up. It sort of flashes up, so we'll be able to tell because it says in the thing. And also, I think there should be also like a sort of an honesty reporting as well when you sort of hand it in. If you think you've done really well, you ought to sort of highlight what you think you got, and we can verify it.
Yep. Absolutely. Right. Any other questions from the chat or panelists? Any other comments or things that we want to point out before we close shop?
You've probably been hearing my 5-year-old. He's kind of nearby.
Yeah, I thought he had a comment. He had a very clear comment.
He said he was starving at one point.
Well, it looks like that's it, my friends. This was a great Q&A, and this is going to be so much fun. And definitely thank you, Jack, for hosting such a great event, and Clive and all the other organizers. Thank you so much for putting this together, and thank you for this fun little Hitman trial. I might give it a shot myself, even though I can't.
Oh
compete.
yeah,
I'm gonna give it a shot myself. This is
Not eligible to win, but you're welcome.
Yeah,
yeah. I've been
hypothetically
recording. I've been recording attempts all day. Yeah. So
absolutely. All right. Well, with that said, I'm sorry. Thank you all for your participation. It's so great to be part of this community because it is interaction like this and things like this that really makes this community stand out. I've been gaming for 30 plus years. I've been on social media for several years, and this to me is like the best community out there. And so things like this keep pushing that forward. And I know we want to keep having these interactions. Like Jack said, it's been a rough year and change, and we want to, showcase our love for gaming, keep the camaraderie up, and just have some fun, man, and earn some cash while we're doing it too. So
yeah, big Muller.
Absolutely. With that said, thank you all for your participation. Thank you all for your support, and we'll see y'all at the kickoff tomorrow. With that said, appreciate all y'all. And you know how the slogan goes. Have a wonderful, wonderful